It's only when we truly know and understand we have limited time on earth, and we have no way of knowing when our time is up, that we will begin to live each day to the fullest, as if it were the only one we have. "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for a newer and richer experience. To those who stay put, the world is but an imaginary place. But to the movers, the makers, and the shakers, the world is all around, an endless invitation. So the only question left to ask yourself is, where should you go now?"
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be around the world. Ali Midawi here with a brand new installment of Yup Daily. And let us know if you're watching live on our replay, as today is Free Coaching Friday, baby. This is where you get to pick the topic. This is where you get to ask the questions. And yes, as live could get on this January 7th, at 11:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See, it's real. Like, this is really me. There's no metaverse in here. We are going to educate and coach and train. So 100% feel free to ask any and all questions. And I think I can help you simply because we've developed an international organization in over 2 years now that is becoming a multiple seven-figure business. And I think you may get a thing or two from somebody who was part of that exponential growth and taking a company public and a few different things, of course, that are happening for us business-wise. So thank you so much for taking the initiative and the time and being here with us. And feel free to shoot some of your questions or whatever you're struggling with, right? Here's what I always tell individuals what I'm working with. Ask that one thing that you are stuck with right now. Like, only if I could, I would have. What is that question? Because that's where I truly shine as your strategic partner. I'm going to help you out a little bit. Now, while you're contemplating on your questions, I do have to do a little bit of a recap for this week. So we've covered a whole lot of different things on Monday, Tuesday, and on Wednesday. And of course, even Thursday with Mr. Ezell was impeccable. We talked about who makes you your money. Is it your upline? Is it your downline? And we identified you really have to take initiative and be in that upline to your team because you are the money maker for your team. And same exact thing goes for your upline. They are your money makers. They are the reason you are generating any income if you are in a network marketing space. We also talked about how to predict your revenue, how to predict your income, how do you actually calculate. We also talked about daily method of operation. So all these different things. And of course, I share with you for the sake of you just getting a little bit of one or a few nuggets that you can take home or apply to your business right away. But the bottom line is you have to work on yourself. I heard a quote this morning listening to Les Brown, and the quote was, what does, you got to practice. What happens when you practice? Practice makes what? And everybody in the audience said, perfect. He said, wrong. You got to kill that belief system. Practice does not make perfect. Practice only makes improvement, because there is no such thing as perfection in this world that we are in. And there's always area of growth. So you got to understand, accept the responsibility of practicing just so you can grow and become as a better of a human being as you can be, if that makes sense at all. Looks like you're not having any questions for me, so I'm just going to go ahead. Hey, what's going on, Converti England? So we also talked about how to become the most effective and efficient human being. So personally, I use a few different systems. One of them being a power list, right? Like I have 5 things that I write on my power list, like my must, no matter what, they gotta be the priorities. 4 things that are related to business. 1 thing is personal, right? So it could be, prospecting, closing, following up, getting that spreadsheet done, and not eating ice cream, right? Like those could be a power list, but these got to be like the most crucial task for the day. It is not a to-do list, it's a task list. The second thing that I work with is a daily method of operation. It is an Excel spreadsheet, a system that has specific tasks and pieces of my day that I must operate with and by in order to create a productive day or an income producing day. The third piece is I simplify my approach by doing everything from my cell phone and doing everything on Messenger. So I don't have to be caught on being on a Zoom or being on a phone call, which worked out great for me and for my business. And I hope it does the same exact thing for you. It is Free Coaching Friday, so give me the goodies, whatever questions that you have, wherever you may be watching. And shout out for those of you who are Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I see you seeing me, and I appreciate that. Now, the last thing that I want to make sure that I educate on. So right now, literally right now, as we speak, I'm playing what we call Mr. Mom. And Mr. Mom, my wife is on a trip in Colombia right now as we speak. So I have a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old with me every single day while I'm still operating and running business the proper way, the same I would normally do it. Now, here is what I'm doing right now. I am documenting my process so that next month, next year, or whenever it is, when somebody says, you don't understand, I'm a single parent with 2 kids and I'm really busy, I'm going to have a specific process for that individual, because as someone told me yesterday on the Zoom, it's real life. So that's that. I love you loving my content, Ileana. I so appreciate you being in here with us. What can help you make self-confidence? Well, self-confidence is an insider job. It isn't an external piece. So you got to make peace with yourself. You got to accept and love who you are first. You got to work on your greatness first. You got to work on, all those limited beliefs that you have first. And from there, the confidence is going to come your way. So I hope that makes sense for you. So here's the thing. I'm going to be monitoring this throughout the whole day. So even if you reply in the comments, I'll definitely go ahead and answer your questions for you. So I so appreciate it and thank you for your time. Have an Aloha Friday and an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a blessed day.